Hey y'all, and welcome back to Our Road Less Traveled. Today we're
in a rage room.
Yes.
And there's a good reason.
We'll tell you why in a minute.
All right, so last week we went through and told you how to buy the right rig the first time. This week we're going to compare the Brinkley 3100, the Alliance 310, and the East to West Ahara 365. After having looked at these and broken down each one of the items of what we would want to see in them, we need to throw some axes.
Hey.
No, your thumb is supposed to keep it. You actually got to throw it. You can't just lob it. You got to throw it.
Here.
All right, so we had how many things on our must-have list?
16. 16, I think.
16 things on our must-have list. And we're going to go through each one of them for each of the rigs. The first one is going to be what? All right, so these are in no specific order, but it's the 16 things that we would look for in a rig, not necessarily what y'all would look for. So, what's the first one?
High gloss, fiberglass exterior.
They look better and they're easier to wash and wax.
So you said all three of them?
All three of them have it.
Okay. Cool.
Next one is hydraulic jacks. These are faster, you get better travel from them, and you don't have to pull the pin out, adjust where it needs to be, and then let it auto level. The Alliance and the Ahara are hydraulic, and they have 6 feet. The Brinkley is 4 feet, and it's just electric. So they're tied at this point. Ahara and Alliance get an extra check.
Okay, rear living. We've specifically picked these 3 floor plans because they were all rear living, so they all 3 check
Right.
the rear living
And we narrowed it down to these 3.
And the reason we like the rear living is because we like a big window in the back. We like lots of light. So.
Right. So it's no surprise that all 3 of them are rear living. All right. The next one is a large bathroom. And again, this is just for us. It's not that we ever have to be in the bathroom at the same time. There's maybe once or twice that we have. But we need a larger bathroom because we keep towels in there, washcloths, medicine. When you're full timing, that's where your emergency kit is at, all the crap you collect along the way for toiletries, extra shampoo, deodorant. So we wanted a little bit bigger bathroom than what we currently have, and I have to give that solely to the Ahara.
Yep. It's got 2 sinks, it's got a large countertop, it's got 3 medicine cabinets, a big shower, and cabinets to spare. So, and drawers and cabinets under the sinks. So, it by far wins the bathroom category. All right, a separate washer and dryer closet. Then, the first thing we were looking for was just a east-west bed slide with the front closet. But then we quickly realized that if it has a closet that has a washer and dryer on either side, that cuts into this space like 4 feet. So 2 feet on each side. So you only have this one space in the middle for clothes, and you have to scoot them over to one side to open the washer, or scoot them over to the other side to open the dryer. So we like the floor plans that have the separate closet that the washer and dryer stack on top of each other.
Point Ahara and Brinkley Alliance, it's built into the nose.
Right.
Large pantry.
Yes.
I don't know how we carry more food than everybody else. Everybody else's videos we watch, they have like 1 can of tuna and a thing of chicken broth. We look like we're packed for the apocalypse.
We like to eat.
We do like to eat. We like to cook. So
we like to be prepared for anything.
So we have to have a little bit bigger pantry. It can't just be 3 or 4 shelves. You know,
But we also keep our coffee maker and our toaster and our blender and stuff like that in there.
We keep a lot of things other than just food in there.
Right.
So Point Brinkley, Point Ahara. The one in the Alliance, the whole bottom of it is taken up by the external water heater, and then the top is cut into because of the cabinets in the bathroom.
Right. Currently, we don't have very much storage in our living room. So one thing we were looking for was more storage in the living room. A lot of the newer models have a drawer that pulls out behind the fireplace and or storage behind the TV.
Yep.
So we were looking for that.
Now, the Brinkley is unique. Of the 3, it has the TV on a televator, which gives you a window behind it. When the televator goes down, you have another surface to put stuff. For what our needs are, we need more storage than we need shelf space or counter space. So the fireplace pulling out, able to put things in there, and then the storage behind the TV was a bigger deal to us. So Point Ahara, Point Alliance.
Okay, 12-volt refrigerator. I think all 3 of them have this.
They do.
So
where we're at now is we have a 120-volt AC residential refrigerator, and it works fantastic. It runs off of an inverter. But I had really hoped that we would get a residential size refrigerator that was all 12-volt, and all of them have. I almost am positive they're all 16 cubic feet. The next one is going to be the solar pre-install, not pre-wired, actually installed. The Ahara has 420 or 430 watts of panels on the roof and a 200-watt inverter, and that comes standard. That's not an option. The Brinkley comes pre-wired with it.
I want to say
and I think it has the panels.
320 panel.
Yeah, I think it's got 320, but it does not include the inverter. The wiring is there. All you have to do is put the inverter in, but it's not there. The Alliance is just pre-wired. So Point Ahara, half a point for Brinkley, none for Alliance.
Okay, the next one, the flush floor on the slides. So we really like the look of the flush floor on the slides, and all 3 of them have this.
Yeah. All right, next for us, 0 floor vents. We don't like floor vents because dirt and stuff can get down in them, and having a dog, even though Stella doesn't shed that much, she tracks stuff in and out.
Sometimes she likes to eat her bone right there by the...
Yeah. So we didn't want milk bones stuck down in the heating vents, and I don't think any of the 3 have floor vents.
No, maybe in the bedroom, but otherwise, none.
You can't really. They may have a heater vent in the floor in the bedroom, but that we don't, because Stella doesn't eat in the bedroom. But that's one of the reasons why they're all on the list, is they didn't have floor vents.
Yes, which we looked at so many that did.
Yeah.
That's why these are down.
I think these are the only 3 that didn't.
Yeah. This one was a big deal for me, is the Strut Assist MORRIDE stairs. So the easy lift stairs. I can't tell you how many times I have to go put Stella in the truck before I can put the stairs up because I have my hands full or whatever. But with the Strut Assist, you just basically lift it up with your toe or your finger, and there it goes. So That was
Now-
pretty important to us.
The Alliance and the Ahara have those. The Brinkley has the flip and fold,
That's true. Yes.
but I don't think they're strut assisted. So for us, Point, Alliance, Ahara, but if that's not a big deal for you, then Brinkley has, which I think is a good deal, the stairs actually fold up and you can brush them off. They don't dump dirt in the,
Yeah, we did like that, but Stratus is
but a
better.
strut assist was better. Here's one, and I know how to score the Brinkley and the Ahara. I don't know how to score the Alliance because I don't remember, I don't know anything about the tires that are on the Alliance. The Brinkley and the Ahara come with Cooper Work Series, which are 17 and a half, 16 ply commercial tires. The Alliance, I didn't recognize the name on them, so I'm not going to deduct a point because they could be 16 ply tires, but I don't think they are. I think they're just regular H-rated.
I don't know. From what we saw of the Alliance, it was pretty well built. So I'd
Right.
be surprised if it was China bombs.
Yeah, I
but
don't think they're China bombs.
anyway, we'll have
But-
to get back to you on what the name of those
The
tires.
Brinkley and Ahara has $1,000, $1,200 worth of tires, and the Cooper is a dang good tire.
Yeah. All right. This was another big one for me. Was the bright interior and the big windows.
Yes.
The Brinkley and the Ahara had the best, to me, interior. The Alliance was a little on the darker side. I didn't hate it. It was okay, but the Brinkley and the Ahara are just light and airy, and windows galore. Now the Alliance has bigger windows, maybe,
Yes.
but
But I agree with that. If Alliance had done like a maple ash on their wood trim, it would have been a lot better. To me, the difference is in the Brinkley and the Ahara, it feels more like springtime where everything's coming alive, whereas in the Alliance, it seemed more like the beginning stages of winter. It was kind of more warm and cozy versus bright and vibrant.
right.
All right, counter space. I think they're all equal. I think the Alliance gets an edge because their kitchen sink is not dead center, it's offset. So you get a much larger counter space on the right-hand side of the sink. I also think their island may be just a skosh
I
bigger.
think so too.
It's definitely prettier than the other two.
The countertops are very nice.
And that's not just the kitchen, that's the bathroom too. They did a really good job.
So to me, the Brinkley and the Alliance have the nicest countertops.
Yes. But the Alliance has more space, so, well, I don't know that it does because Brinkley's got the televator, so we're going to say
Yeah.
a tie between Brinkley and Alliance, and the Ahara comes in third.
Right. The last one, and last but not least, again, no particular order, is the slim window treatments and the day and night roller shades. They all have 3 different kinds of shades.
Yes.
The Alliance has regular blackout shades on the outside of the window treatment. The
This is
Brinkley,
the valance and the side bolsters.
yeah, none of them have the big bolsters anymore.
No, they're all
So
slimline.
We specifically picked these 3 because they
Right,
didn't have them.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal to us because we're sick of those things falling off the wall. But anyway, the Alliance has the regular roller shade on the outside of the window frame. The Brinkley has the built-in day and night shades. One comes from the top, one comes from the bottom, which we don't know if we like that or not, because it seems a little bit of a flimsy material. It seems like it might tear up. Also, there's little holes in the sides. And then the Ahara has a day and a night shade, and they're tucked into the sides of the window. I'm gonna say valance, but it's not really a valance. It's wooden. It's like wooden trim. So
Yeah, so on the Ahara, the shade can't come away from the window to allow light to come through. Now, a lot of y'all are going, that's being nitpicky. Well, and I would not say you're wrong, but Maria and I cannot stand any light sources while we're trying to sleep. So we specifically looked for these units that there was no way for light to get around that shade. Personally, the way that they're set up, I think the Ahara does it best because they have the one shade that blocks out like the daytime sun, but then they have a blackout shade, but it's encased in the sides.
Right.
The Brinkley is almost as good, except for the fact that we noticed when we went back and looked at a video we shot, when you pull the blackout shade, because the ribbon runs through it that
Like an
scrunches
accordion.
it up like an accordion, there are little holes in it and light shines through those like a beacon. So
Who wins the window treatment?
of the window treatments, we think the Ahara is a slight edge over the Alliance, but because of the pinholes, Brinkley is a distant third.
Okay.
Now, that's our 16 pressure points. We have a couple others that aren't pressure points, but they're things that factor in.
They did factor in. So one pretty big one for us was the nightstands on the sides of the bed, because
Yes.
we like have a dehumidifier that sits out there, a noisemaker and stuff like that. We're not to the point of a CPAP, but if you needed one, it would be a good thing to have a nightstand beside you.
Right.
So-
Now, the Brinkley makes a place, for a shelf above the bed, but I wouldn't want things up there in case, it's been windy the past couple days here. I would hate for that to fall off and hit me in the head in the middle of the night.
That would be awful.
Plus, I always take water to bed, and if I wake up, my throat's dry, I drink in the middle of the night,
Yes,
and then
me
my
too.
cell phone stays there, and I wake up from it so that it doesn't wake Maria up.
Right.
So the nightstands were a pretty big deal for us. They weren't a deal breaker though.
Yeah. And my chapstick. I gotta have my chapstick.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing was frameless windows. And this is just a cosmetic thing.
It is.
Kind of. But to me, it just looks better. Now, some people don't like the frameless windows because they kind of just crank out and they're only can open like this rather than like this. We're not the kind of people who have our windows open a lot. And
Allergies.
it's not that we don't love the outdoors, we do, but it's allergies. We can't really have them open like
Yeah.
at night or anything like that because Clay has asthma and, I don't want him to die.
Today, anyway.
Well, today might be the day, but other days, that's why we're here. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. So the other thing for me is the water heater. And I know a lot of y'all are on this bandwagon of tankless water heaters. And I just am not. I like the Suburban electric propane option.
We've heard good and bad things about both. Like, we've
Yeah,
heard good and bad things about the tankless, rather.
Here's the thing. You have to maintain a certain PSI for the tankless to work properly. And if the campground doesn't have that PSI flow or your filters get stopped up, then you don't get enough PSI to your tankless water heater and you don't have water. So that to me, the tankless water heater is a negative, and the Brinkley and the Ahara both had those. The Alliance still had the gas and electric with the option to put in a tankless water heater. Another thing that is a very, very minor is the Brinkley and the Ahara have a open storage area on the back side of the rig.
Kind of under the couch.
It's under the couch, but it's a heated area with electric and a light. It was a good place to put, maybe Starlink so that you didn't have to constantly plug and unplug things, your wireless router.
Alliance didn't have that one.
So that was a big one for me. The biggest difference between all three of them, actually I have two here. The Ahara is 102 inches wide. The Alliance is 101 inches wide, and the Brinkley is
96.
only 96. So you're talking a full half a foot difference in between the Brinkley and the other two, which until you've seen it, it's not that big a deal. But once you notice it, that extra 6 inches is a big deal.
Yep.
The other is Of the three, the Brinkley is the only one that is not on a drop frame.
Oh.
The Ahara and the Alliance both are on a drop frame, and it's smooth all the way across the.
You wouldn't think that was a big deal until you look in the under storage,
Right.
and then it's
Because it's big in all three of them.
Yeah.
One of the other things I notice is the Ahara and the Brinkley have electric dump valves, whereas the Alliance is still manual.
Yeah. Which may or may not be a good thing. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't have enough information.
All right. So with all that said,
Yeah. We won't tell you which one we picked.
no, not yet. But
That's coming up soon.
again, this is a continuation of how to buy the right rig the first time. You pick what options are hot buttons for you, what things are, wants later on. You build a spreadsheet, you assign numbers to them, and
We
you
literally
figure
did
out
that too.
which one is the best buy.
Yeah. And we'll maybe talk about price in another video too.
They're all basically within $5,000 of each other MSRP. You want to make sure you have a good dealer. We've had a good dealer and we've had a bad dealer. I would strongly suggest before you buy from a dealer, go off site and call them and ask them how late they're backed up for service, and that will tell you how good of a dealer they are.
That's true. So with that, I think we're finished with this
I
video.
think we're done with this video. We're going to go throw some more stuff.
Yes, some of us.
This has been a frustrating day.
Some of us need to get some more anger out. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.